tough. It is so tough. Dana White. Did anyone ever hear of Dana White? He's a legend, right? UFC, ultimate fighter, ultimate fighting. And he's a fantastic man. I said, Dana, I have an idea. Why don't you set up a migrant league of fighters and have your regular league of fighters? And then you have the champion of your league. These are the greatest fighters in the world. Fight the champion of the migrants. I think the migrant guy might win. That's how tough they are. He didn't like that idea too much, but actually it's not the worst idea I've ever had.
Then as he's speaking to this Christian group, he says the word hell, and he tries to say the word rebuttal, but he says refuddle, and then he keeps on repeating that and then says hell. Here, play this clip.
And my stupid people, when I wanted to refute it, they said, sir, don't dignify it with a refuddle. Refutal or a refuddle? What the hell word would that be? Refuddle? What they'll say, he didn't know, refuddle or refutal, but they don't know either. Sir, it should not be dignified, sir. And I said, well, I got to fight that. That's the worst thing you could probably say to me would be that. He said, sir.
He then goes into the story about how he'd rather be electrocuted than eaten by sharks. And he said that he was criticized for saying that he'd rather be electrocuted than eaten by sharks. And this is a point that he wants to tell that story again to this crowd at the Faith and Freedom Christian Conference. Play this clip.
They wanted to, now they'll say, oh, these stories are terrible. Well, these stories have, you heard my story in the boat with the shark, right? I got killed on that. They thought I was rambling. I'm not rambling. They want to make boats. And they are demanding that they be all battery operated, all electric. And I was in South Carolina at this wonderful family boat yard. The big yard make a lot of boats, from 17, like fishing boats, 17 to 30 feet. And I said, how's everything going? No good. They want us to go all electric. I said, well, would that work? No, because it's so heavy, we can't get the boat to float. The battery is so heavy. So then I start talking about asking questions, I had an uncle who was a great professor at MIT for many years, I think the longest tenure ever, very smart, had 3 different degrees. And so I have an aptitude for things. There is such a thing as an aptitude. I said, well, what would happen if this boat is so heavy and started to sink and you're on the top of the boat? Do you get electrocuted or not? In other words, the boat is going down and you're on the top. Will the electric currents flow through the water and wipe you out? And let's say there's a shark about 10 yards over there. Would I have to immediately abandon, or could I ride the electric down? And I said, sir, nobody's ever asked us that question. But, sir, I don't know. I said, well, I want to know, because I guarantee you one thing. I don't care what happens. I'm staying with the electric. I'm not getting over with it. So I tell that story. It's, just funny. And the fake news, they go, he told this crazy story with electric. It's actually not crazy. It's sort of a smart story, right? Sort of like, it's like the snake. It's a smart, when you figure what you're leaving in, right? You're bringing it in. The snake, right? The snake. And the snake, I tell that.